Right, Shalom, Shalom, where the Hebrew Israelites here to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, and to speak about the upliftment of God's chosen people, which are you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the scattering around the world. All right, we are the true Israelites, and Yahweh Shai is only coming back for us to deliver us out of this second captivity, this second Egypt, I should say. All right. So first and foremost, want to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai B'Hashem HaKadosh.
All right. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to Locking out there, pushing this word out, the truth and sincerity. All right. We're in a very, very serious time right now. This is in the time of our Lord's Passover. Okay, a lot of judgments go out around this time. A lot of people fall out around this time. All right, so this is a time to be solemn, to be serious, okay, to be focused, man. All right, on growth. All right, and being in the right spirit. Okay, and rebuking those demons that come in your mind. Because we all have those demons that pop up, but you have to acknowledge it and you have to rebuke it. If not, it's going to fester within you, man. All right. Go ahead and start off with that, bro.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12, and verse 1.
Right.
And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you.
Right. Right.
Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb.
And when was that? That's not in the winter time. So this place is backwards. The beginning of the year is really in the springtime when life starts to flourish again, man. Esau does everything backwards according to what the Heavenly Father set up, man. He does everything backwards. All right? Go ahead.
It says, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. And in the household, and if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb.
Right. All right. So we're all supposed to take that lamb. And when you look into that word, it's small cattle. Okay, which is really dealing with a lamb or a goat, and it's going to tell you that too. All right. But the lamb is the main thing because Yahweh Shai is known as what? The lamb. Right. The Lamb of God, the Lamb of the Most High. So that's why it's better to get the actual lamb. All right, go ahead.
Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. And ye shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month.
Right, and it's supposed to be a lamb without blemish, right? Yahweh Shai was what? A lamb without blemish. When he came on the earth, he didn't sin. He didn't do one sin, and they still found something against him. They still were talking against him. Still calling him Beelzebub. All right? So how much more us, man, who do have sin, who are not unblemished. Okay? You see? Go ahead.
And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly for the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts.
So that means what? When it's even, right? When it's even on the Passover, that's when you're supposed to take. Keep on.
It says, and they shall take.
Because obviously you're not killing the lamb. The lamb, you're just getting the lamb from the store, right? We're rehearsing the righteous acts, right? So go ahead.
It says, and they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper door posts of the houses.
Right, and don't be simple-minded. If you live in an apartment complex and you splash blood on it, they're going to call the police on you. All right? Go ahead.
It says, and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper door posts of the houses wherein they shall eat it. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread.
You're supposed to eat the flesh in that night, so you're not supposed to eat the Passover before the Passover. Oh, in the daytime we're going to take a piece of the lamb. No, don't touch the lamb until it's after sunrise. Okay? Understand? And you don't season the lamb meat. You eat the lamb as it is, man. You cook it, you eat it as it is. That's the tradition. Go ahead.
And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread. And with bitter herb they shall eat it.
Right, the unleavened bread meaning what? You can't add yeast in it. All right? You have to add it just like that, okay? Because yeast allows the bread to rise. We didn't have time to put yeast in the bread when we were running from Egypt, all right, to make a fancy bread. No, we had to just eat the bread straight. That's what that represents. And we didn't have time to season. Oh, let me overnight season it. And, put it in the oil and rub it. Now you didn't have time to rub it down. It's time to go. That's why, matter of fact, it's going to go into it. You roasted the lamb all together with the pertinence inside, man. Go ahead.
Eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor set it at all with water.
Right, meaning you can't boil it. Don't stew it. You can't eat no stew lamb. It has to be roasted. Just throw it in the oven. All right, go ahead.
But roast with fire his head and his legs, and with the pertinence thereof.
Exactly. So everything has to be within it. All right, go ahead.
And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire.
But you can't do that. So what you do is you have to really try to estimate every man's eating, man. Okay? You don't have, it's only 2 brothers there. You don't go buy yourself 4 lamb shanks. All right? You deal with according to each brother's eating. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 11, and thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover.
If you're in a brother's house, it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Technically, you don't have to, You know what I'm saying? The whole point is supposed to eat it in haste. Don't be taking off your socks. I'm playing with you. Go ahead. Don't be taking off your socks. You know what I'm saying? Don't put it on, So it's time to eat it in haste. All right? Go ahead. Go ahead, man.
Verse 12, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. Read that again.
Yeah.
For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite.
Give me Zechariah. What's that? 13 and 9.
And will smite all the first.
Ezekiel 9 and 4. Ezekiel 9 and 4.
And will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am Yahweh.
And this is happening again. In this second Exodus, right? Give me Isaiah 11:11. The Lord is going to put to death and judge those that are not right. Those that are not right of his people who are not covered with the blood of Yahweh. They're going to be put to death. They're going to be judged. All right? The same thing. It's going to be the same thing reenacted in a different time. Okay? Read that.
Ezekiel 9 and verse 4.
Yep.
And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
And that's what we're doing. We're sighing and crying for the abomination that be done in the midst thereof. We're coming up against the society. All right? Because the prophets spoke against many kingdoms and of great evils and wickedness, right? All right? So we're doing the same thing. All right? This kingdom is the most wicked out of all kingdoms. You see? So ultimately, that word there for mark is tawa, which means exemption from judgment. That is representative of the blood of Yahweh Shai covering you. If the blood of Yahweh Shai is not covering you, I don't care how much laws you keep, you're not going to be delivered. It's something that's going to happen to you. Your family's going to be judged. Okay? But if the blood is on you, now that's a different story. Now you're going to be exempt. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him to the midst, to the city, and smite, and let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
Yep.
Slay utterly old and young.
See, the angels don't have pity. The angels aren't emotional, man. Okay? The angels don't care about that. The angels are going to do and execute the judgment that the Lord set out for them to execute. Okay? And there's going to be a lot of blood in these streets in these near coming days. Famine, all right? Pestilence, cannibalism, that's grievous, all right? Those things are coming back, and it's going to hit the first world country the worst. The first world countries, because they don't give a damn about the citizens. You see, certain of the poor countries, they kind of care about, they kind of have maybe a little bit of a care about their people. But these talking about Trudeau and Biden, they don't give a damn about the people. All right? Go ahead. And Boris, that dude. Why would you allow a dude to be elected that looks like that? His hair is, the guy looks like he got like a cartoon that got blown up, and he's just walking around. He don't ever put a comb to his head or let me put some gel in today. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and woman.
So everyone's going to get it. All right? And these women are going to suffer the most. All right? You want to talk about suffering? They're going to learn what suffering is soon, man. Go ahead. Because them Russians right now, they're graping, or I got to use the word grape, they're graping those women out there, man. Russians are known for that, man. Not just Russians, all you Edomites are known for that. But Russians are like, they're stone cold with that, bro. All right? What they did in Germany, they would run trains on them women and shoot them in the head. That's what they were doing. Straight up. And that's going to come back again. All right?
That's right.
And if they don't have a man, oh goodness. Adios mías. Go ahead.
But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house.
Right. Right. So the judgment is going to begin with you Israelites. Okay? Especially you Israelites that know you're Israelites. Guess what? We've been being judged first. While the world was doing what they were doing, the elect was being judged the whole time. Right away. All right? Immediately, man. Okay? You accidentally do something you ain't supposed to do, and you're walking, so boom, you stub your toe, bam, the car gets broken down. You have to understand we're getting judged right now, so we don't get judged with the world. Matter of fact, get me that. All right? And make sure the Bible shall hold Exodus still, all right?
That was it.
That was it on that? Go ahead, brother.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 17.
Yep.
But the time has come that judgment must first begin at the house of the Most High.
Right, judgment is going to begin with you Israelites. Go ahead.
And if it first begin at us, what shall be the end of them?
Because who's going to suffer more, right? When the gas prices go up, who's in the poverty the most? You Jakes, you Israelites, man. So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You're going to feel it the hardest, man. All right? When bread is $50, them Edomites got like, some of them got like 50K in the bank, 100K in the bank. Right? A lot of these heathen come down here with money. I was talking to this Elamite the other day. He was telling me, oh yeah, I just have 250K in the bank. And he just came here with 250K from India. Right? So they're balling. Jake is not coming here with 250K or 100K. Jake is coming here with $1. Right? Trying to make ends meet. See? So it's going to hit you Jake's first. Get me on Jeremiah 30 and 7. Go ahead. Salaki, go ahead.
And if it first begin at us, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai?
Right, and if it begin with that, okay, let's deal with this. If it begin with the Israelites who know they're Israelites, that keep the laws to some degree, what about the ones that don't? What about the heathen? It's going to be terrible for them, man. All right? Got something? Go ahead.
Luke 12 and 47. And that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes.
Right, the ones that knew what the Lord wanted them to do and that didn't do it. They've been hearing the words. Okay? If you pass this, you're already condemned. You pass this here and speaking this word, you're condemned. Because you heard the words. The Lord gave you the... He don't have to do no more. He just needs you to click on the video. As long as you get a click on the video and you listen for 10 seconds, you're judged. That's it. He don't need no more. He don't need to jump in front of you and put a sign, a billboard giving you spiritual messages. This is for you, John. This is for you. You don't know. He's going to tell you it through the prophets, and if you don't receive it, you're going to be judged. It's very simple. All right? Got so? Yeah. This is okay, read that real quick, and I want him to get Isaiah 11 before you get that. Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 31. For if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged.
Yes.
But when we...
I was gonna get into that one. I was actually gonna get into that. I was gonna get into that. What you have there? Hold that one on deck. Hold that one on deck. Huh?
John 15 and 22. If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin.
Yeah.
But now they have no cloak for their sin.
Right, now they have no cloak for their sin. All right? The only ones that have cloak for their sins is the elect. Okay, the elect has cloak. That's why the elect is going to be delivered. Read me Isaiah 11:11.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again, the second time.
What was the first time? In Egypt. All right? We were delivered by the right hand, which was Yahweh Shai. Okay, so that right hand is coming back to deliver us again. All right? Go ahead. But in a more glorious fashion. You have to understand, Egypt was a little kingdom. That was a small little kingdom. All right? That wasn't no. That's why it's not even mentioned in the statute amongst the beasts. Which beast is Egypt? There's no beast that's Egypt, man. All right? All of those kingdoms were greater than Egypt. You see? And this kingdom is greater than them all. All right? Go ahead.
That the Lord shall set his hand again, the second time, to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria.
The remnant of his people. So the Israelites that are left from all these different places. Assyria.
And from Egypt.
Yep.
And from Pathros.
Yep.
And from Cush. And from Elam. And from Shinar. And from Hamath. And from the islands of the sea.
So the Israelites are in all these different places, and they're going to look like these other nations. But if they hear this word, and if they're sealed, then they're going to be delivered. Okay? Regardless of how they look. Okay? But at the end of the day, we know what the abundance of the Israelites look like, what the prototypical Israelite look is. Okay? Go ahead. That was it on that? That was it on that. Hold on, yes, sir. Read that.
This is Matthew 24 and verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven even to the other.
Right, so the elect is going to be gathered. Okay, those that are not with the society, those that are not with what's happening in this world. Okay, that are against this rulership, these Edomites. All right? And these wicked Israelites. Those that are in that mind state, those are the ones that are of the elect that are going to be delivered. Okay?
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 9. And therefore saith Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before.
And that's it. That's the second deliverance. All right, he's coming to smite Egypt again as before, because we're in the new Egypt now. All right, the old Egypt, that's done. The Israelites never went there as a people in captivity in the old Egypt. That's done. All right, this is a new Egypt is speaking about. Get me Revelations 11. You got it?
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city,
Isaiah 30.
which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. This is the Egypt that we're in now. Okay, that we're going to be delivered from. All right, go ahead.
Where also our Lord was crucified.
Right, also right. Which the idea of the Lord was crossed out, man. All right.
Isaiah 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me.
Right.
And that cover with the covering.
This is speaking about you Israelites, man, that you're not covering with the covering of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Go ahead.
And that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth.
Right, you're looking for the government to save you. You're looking for these devils to save you, man. All right? We don't look for the devil to save you. We ain't looking for the government. This whole serve shit, I wasn't even concerned with that. I didn't even collect none of that. All right? I wasn't looking for the government to save me. The hell, I knew it came with something. Now they're asking these people to prove, you know? So these people don't spend up the serve buying Jordans or whatever they were buying, and now they got to pay that back. All right? I know Esau doesn't give nothing for free. All right? Go ahead.
That walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth.
Right, you're walking to go down into Egypt, which means this government, they've gone from mountain to hill. Get me that, go ahead.
To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Who's the modern day Pharaoh? The so-called white man, the Edomite. All right, it tells you that in Romans the 9th chapter. It speaks about Esau, Edom, and it ties him to Pharaoh. Okay, and our people are trusting in this devil. And he keeps on showing you he's not trustworthy. He even shows that to his own people. All right? Look at the Ukrainians. They thought America was going to back them up. All right? Now they're out there on their own. You see? You got something? Oh, Salaka, keep going. All right, if you got something else, read it.
This is Jeremiah 2 and verse 18. And now, what hast thou to do in the way of Egypt, to drink the waters of Sihor, or what hast thou to do in the way of Assyria to drink the waters of the river?
Right. So what's that going to do for you? You know? What's that going to do for you? You got that from mountain to hill?
Jeremiah 50:6, my people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray.
Right. There's no one that's been more lost than the 12 tribes of Israel, which are you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. That's why you so-called blacks, you done had 50 names. You got so many AKAs, it's ridiculous. You got more AKAs than P. Diddy, man. All right? You're this. One year you're this. The next day you're this. Call me Puff. Call me this. Call me Daddy P. Call me that, this. Call me Negro, colored, such and such. Because you don't know what you are, man. All right? Because your identity has been stripped from you in slavery. Okay? Same thing with you Native Americans and you Latinos, man. You don't know who you are. Okay? You understand? Go ahead.
They have turned them away on the mountains.
Yeah.
They have gone from mountains to hills. They have forgotten their resting place.
Right, mountain and hills represent different governments. Okay, whatever government's you're part of, you're trusting in that. This government is about to show you you can't trust in it. All right, once it crashes, what are you going to do? You're going to have to comply with whatever they offer you if you really trust in this place. We're detaching from this place, man. We have to detach from Egypt. There's a lot of Jakes who didn't detach from Egypt. That's why they wanted to go back. Oh, let us make us a captain and go back into Egypt, because they didn't leave Egypt spiritually. Okay? Lot's wife didn't leave Sodom and Gomorrah spiritually. That's why she looked back. She was thinking about the whatever, the pastries, maybe the horses, you know, whatever was in Sodom. She was thinking about that. Okay, that's why the scripture says, "Remember Lot's wife." And a lot of you are in the same position as Lot's wife, looking to look back at this place. To hell with this. This place is done. All right. If you got a nice job, hold on to that job until you can't hold on no more, and then you gotta suffer. Because is it going to be so nice with a RFID in you? I don't think so, man. I think not. It's more than that. Go ahead.
This is 1 Maccabees 1 and verse 11. In those days there ran out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, "Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we had much sorrow."
Because you know why? Because Jake doesn't want to go through the straight gate. That's called the straight gate. Give me that. Give me the straight gate. All right? Jake doesn't want to go through that. Jake thinks the discomfort is going to last forever. This place is done. All right? The Edomite rulership is done. And when it falls, it's going to be uncomfortable. Not just for you, but for everyone. You see? And everyone's going to have to go through that uncomfortability. You see? The scriptures say that the world shall be tried. Go ahead, bro.
This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 13. Enter ye at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
Right. The broad is the way, right? You got so many different ways to lead to destruction. But there's one straight gate that you have to go through. All right? So when these comforts are attacked like they've been attacked in these recent years, this was just an example. All right? You're going to have to stay on the straight path. All right? Go ahead.
And many there be which go in thereat.
Yep.
Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it.
Right, it's a very narrow way unto life, man. The way that we're walking, this is the way unto life. Okay? And any other way is not the way unto life. It's the way unto death. Go ahead.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6, and verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them.
Well, it speaks about wisdom being as a feather of iron, okay, as being under captivity. Yeah, because it's discipline. You have to be disciplined, but with it comes growth, spiritual growth, and actually a growth that manifests in the physical. All right, these people are not growing spiritually. These people are still into what the news says. All right, they're still into the world. They're still into seeing this place get back to normal. This place is not getting back to normal. So their hearts are going to be broken. Go ahead, bro.
Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you.
Well, that's it. You have to separate. All right? Not be joined unto this place. Not trying to mix it in so that people can be more comfortable with the gospel, no, we have to completely separate, man. Right? What?
Luke 13 and 24, it said, strive to enter in that straight gate, for many, I say unto you, will seek to enter in and shall not be able.
Right? Many will try to enter it, but they're not going to be able to handle it. Okay? That's why sometimes brothers go through this truth for 8 years, and then they don't have no real help that hits them. They don't have no real test that hits them. That's not really good, because then when the test hits you, you don't know. But if you're the elect, you're going to get through it anyway. All right? But there's certain people that were just made to get to a certain point, and then when a certain amount of tribulation comes, they get weeded out. Go ahead. Okay, there's more than that? That's it? You had something. Okay, go ahead.
Real quick. 2 Timothy 2 and 10. Therefore I endure all things for the elect's sake,
Right.
that they may also obtain the salvation which is in Yahushua HaMashiach with
You
eternal glory.
have to endure all things. Okay, that's what the straight gate is about. It's about endurance. You're going to have to endure persecution. You're going to have to endure defaming. You're going to be defamed, lied upon. All right? You see? Go ahead.
It is a faithful saying, for if we be dead with him, we shall also live with him. If we suffer, we shall also reign with him.
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's what we're doing. We chose to suffer. We walk into the sufferings by taking on this truth. He that departed from witness making himself a prey. Get that. All right. When we came into this truth, all right, we put on suffering. All right. We willingly took on suffering. Why? Because we understood that this world gives you pleasure for a moment, but destruction is what's coming after it. All right.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 59
Yeah.
and verse 15.
Ecclesiasticus 2.
Yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey.
Right, because when you speak righteousness in this world, you get attacked, you get defamed, all right? You get brought down. You see what I'm saying to you? That's what happens in this earth, because this is a wicked rulership by wicked people, all right? And it's been like that since Edomites have been in power, okay? So ultimately, when you speak righteousness, they're going to come against you, okay? You can't even say you're pro-life. They're going to, oh, yeah, what? Shoot rocks at you. You can't be pro-life. You can't be for life. You see what I'm saying to you? Because this is Esau's doing. This is Esau's kingdom. All right?
And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment.
Right.
This is Amos 5 and 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly.
They hate him that rebuketh in the gate. What are we doing now? We're rebuking in the gate. We're making sure that we are telling the people their sins, where they're going off. Okay? And the ones that are of the elect, of the nation of Israel that's of the elect is going to repent. All right? The rest of the heathen don't have a chance. Okay? Only the elect has a chance. All right? Of the nation of Israel. All right? And yes, it has to do with race. It has to do with your bloodline. Okay? Because that's how the Lord is dealing with the bloodline. Okay? He's not dealing with every nation. Go ahead.
This is the book of St. John, chapter 15 and verse 18. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If ye were of the world will love its own.
Right, so it hates us. Why? Because we're not of the world. We're of Yahushua. When Yahushua was here, they hated him. Okay? They tried to kill him multiple times. They tried to kill the Lord multiple times before he was crucified because of the words he spoke. All right? Because he was coming up and telling them the truth about themselves, man. All right? The truth is what really cuts, man. All right? Someone give me two-edged sword. All right? Hold on. Oh, you have it already? Go ahead, read it.
This is Hebrews 12, Saga 4 and verse 12. For the word of the Lord is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword.
It's powerful. This word is powerful. This word is making moves on the planet Earth, man. This word has shooken up the earth. Okay? The earth has changed because of this word.
That's right.
Since the apostles and elders came on the scene and spoke the true gospel, that we are the Israelites. all right, that our enemies are going to be taken out. That has shooken up the world, man. Now you have Edomites calling into talk shows saying the world is ruled by Edomites, calling Alex Jones, telling him he's an Edomite. That's beautiful. That's because of our words starting with the apostles and elders through the Spirit. Okay, going back to Elder Abba Bivens, man. All right? You have Glenn Beck saying that crackers are evil. He's saying that the so-called white man's evil. Glenn Beck. Okay? That's a beautiful thing, man. Why? Because ultimately this truth is too hard to contain, man. You can't contain the truth in a bottle. You can't contain the truth anyway, man.
That's right.
You see? Go ahead, man. Read that again, brother.
Come. Hebrews 4 and verse 12. For the word of God is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit.
It pierces their soul and their spirit when they're condemned. When you bring out what they've done, their track record and things like this, they're condemned in the spirit. Forget about attacking someone physically. When you attack the spirit, get me that, a broken spirit. When you attack the spirit, that's when someone can't deal with it. That's why you guys see these Edomites bugging out, screaming, acting like little girls. Okay? Because the so-called white man is weak, man. All right? Which are the Edomites according to the spirit, man. Because when you come up with, that's why there's something called white fragility, man. If you speak against them, they can't take it. But they've been talking shit for centuries. They've been talking shit about people, man. All right? Go ahead, man.
And of the joints and marrow is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
It's a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. It'll bring out the truth. Okay? It'll bring out the truth. When you read this word, if someone acting righteous, when this word comes out, how he reacts is going to be his true intent. What he does when he goes home, that's going to be his true intent. Oh yeah, I believe, but he doesn't come outside every week diligently. Okay, he's not pushing out the word. He's not speaking the truth. You got something, Mark? Go ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 17 and 22. A merry heart doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit drieth the bones.
A broken spirit draweth the bones. All right? That would make you you could die from being stressed out. Stress is a killer, they say. When you're stressed, that can kill you. When you're depressed, that can kill you. All right? So when you cut somebody in the spirit and they're not right in the spirit, their head is not right now. Well, now hey, their health is decaying. All right? You have the other one?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, go ahead. You got it. Oh, you got it? Oh, beautiful.
It's the book of Proverbs 18 and verse 14. The spirit of a man will sustain his infirmity,
Right.
but a wounded spirit, who can bear?
A wounded spirit, who can bear it? When your spirit is wounded, you can't. That's not something that you can bear. That's why you selling out. It doesn't make sense. You got a lot of Jakes selling out, selling their soul, and you can see they're not right in the head. Okay? Kanye West, look at him. He's bugging out, wearing masks. He's bugging out because he knows what, when you got to go up to a certain level in the society, you have to sell out. You have to sacrifice morality, man. Okay? And our people, the Israelites, we have a conscience, but when you do that, you're through. And you got to keep going deeper and deeper. You can't just stop. Okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to stop. No, you got to keep going. All right? Go ahead, Mahaya.
Come. This is Jeremiah 23 and verse 29. Is not my word like as a fire, said the Lord,
Yep.
and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces?
Oh, it's breaking the rock. Okay? And ultimately right now that rock is Esau Edom. And he's 2/3 too. It's breaking them to pieces. All right? It's convicting them. All right? You know something, bro?
John 3 and 19, and this is the condemnation that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light.
They love darkness. They love to be in the dark. They love lies. Get me, speak unto me smooth things.
Yeah.
They love lies. All right? They don't like the truth. Okay? The truth is too much. That's why they got something called censorship, man. And they're using, you know what they're using for that censorship? You know what they use for that? They really use the so-called black woman for that, man. Okay? Because women are emotional. All right? So they'll bring up something, oh, he said the N-word. cancel it. The men are not into that shit. Men are not really, don't speak about that like that. Okay? Men don't really care. Like Esau's racist. What's new? You know, the Edomite is racist. Like, what's new? You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? He's going down. He's in the end. All right? Just let his system crumble, man. Let his people crumble, man. You got stupid Jakes trying to go to Ukraine and fight. Well, that's why you're in the position that you're in. You got stupid Negroes. I ought to go to Ukraine. What the fuck is this? When do you ever hear Esau say, I want to go fight a war to defend the so-called blacks? Come on, bro. And don't tell me about the Civil War in America, because that had nothing to do with that. That was about them succeeding from the Union, man. All right? That was about them coming up against the governments or the elite's orders, man. All right? And the North Edomites were jealous of the Southern Edomites, man. Okay? They weren't doing it because they just cared about Jake. What you got, bro?
And men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil.
Right.
For everyone that doeth evil hated the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved.
Right, lest their deeds should be reproved, man. All right? Matter of fact, you know what proves that? Oh, I want to speak about that Civil War for a second. They had something called the Devil's Punch Bowl, right? Which the Devil's Punch Bowl was out there. Matter of fact, brother, give me an article on the Devil's Punch Bowl, man. Where those same fighters that were supposed to be fighting for you so-called blacks, they made a graveyard of you Negroes that were free, man. They weren't trying to free you. That had nothing to do with freeing you, okay? That had to do with politics, man. But they painted like if they were benevolent, all right? And let's say they did that, right? Does that exonerate them from their wickedness? Of course not. Got something more? Read that.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes.
Look that up. Oh, he's looking it up? Okay.
8 and 4. Where the word of the king is, there is power.
Yep.
And who may say unto him, what doest thou?
Right. Just read that again. Read that again.
This is Ecclesiastes 8 and 4.
Yeah.
Where the word of a king is, there is power.
Right. Esau is ruling right now. So he has power in his words. Go ahead.
And who may say unto him, what doest thou?
Right. But ultimately he's going down anyway. Okay? He's going down anyway. What you got? Oh, there's more than that? Go ahead. Well, did you say that further up?
Verse 2, I counsel you.
Regarding the whole to the world. Okay, all right, cool. So speaking about the Heavenly Father, but that goes for any king, right? Any king, you can't go against really the king's word, because the king could they have went against Xerxes' word? Why did Mordecai have to play God? Because if he went against Xerxes, Xerxes could have put him to death. There's a scripture that says that you have to obey the king, so don't even, you know, you gotta do the will of the powers that be to a certain extent. What you got, bro?
Two precepts real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sirach 12 and 7.
Beautiful. Go ahead.
Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Right, for as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. All right. So Esau has never changed. He's always been that same devil. Read that article, brother.
Khan, this is Devil Sponge Bowl from the Wikipedia. It says the Devil Sponge Bowl was a concentration camp created in Natchez, Mississippi during the American Civil War to control freed slaves.
Right, to control freed slaves. That was a concentration camp, man. And that was done by the North. That wasn't done by the South. These were the North soldiers that was doing this shit. So they try to act like they were all better. Oh, you try to free, no, you didn't free shit. See what Esau's trying to do? He's trying to be the villain and the hero at the same time. That's confusion, man. Okay? All them years, hundreds of years, he didn't say nothing. And all of a sudden you woke up one day, you know what, this is wrong. Come on, bro. That's a joke. Keep going, man.
As black slaves were freed during the war after the Emancipation Proclamation.
Right, and what does the word emancipation mean? It means the transfer of ownership. It doesn't mean to be free, okay? It means to be transferred. To what? To the government, okay? It went from being slaves under a Edomite, individual Edomite family to being slaves under, debt slaves under the government, right? just like everyone is now. Okay, that's why you have a social security and a birth certificate, man. At a certain point, that wasn't so. All right, they had to sneak that in there like everything else. Oh, it's all good, and then before you know it, it's there forever. Okay, go ahead.
As black slaves were freed during the war after the Emancipation Proclamation, Confederate Army soldiers,
okay,
pushed them toward the Union Army in order to slow the Union advance. As a result,
okay, keep going.
As a result, Natchez, Mississippi quickly grew in population from 10,000 over 100,000.
Okay.
In order to control the large number of African Americans, the Union Army created a wall and camp at a location.
The Union Army created a wall and camp, okay?
At a location known as the Devil's Punch Bowl.
Right, and what did they do? That was a siege. That was another siege right there. Meaning what? They starved them out. They built a wall, and the same thing they did in Jerusalem, they did that there in Mississippi. They walled them out, and they starved and died. Women and children, man. So you devils, you Edomites, you got a lot to pay for. I don't know what you devils is mad. Huh? What are you devils mad about? You reap what you sow, man.
Right,
What's so hard to understand about that? Keep going, man.
A natural pit surrounded by bluffs. Many of the captive...
It was a pit. It was like a ditch. But that's beautiful because you devils is going into a pit. Go ahead.
Right. Many of the captive ex-slaves died of starvation.
Of what?
Of starvation.
They died of starvation with women and children and shit. And these devils is acting like they're good, like they ain't do nothing wrong. And that wasn't that long ago. That wasn't 500 years ago. That wasn't that long ago. All right? Go ahead.
Of starvation, smallpox, and other disease.
Oh, smallpox. So they did that to Gad too. They did that to the native. You see, that proves we're the same people, man. All right? Dying of the same diseases, man. Okay? Because ultimately Esau's the devil. All right? Go ahead.
No, that was pretty much it.
That was it on that?
Yeah.
Shit, if you can find more details on it, find it. Okay?
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12 and 17.
It's time for you devils to be put into slavery just like you did us, man. That's the prophecy of the Bible, man. Go ahead.
That's right. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first.
That's right.
And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
Right, so if Esau's trying to help you, you need to be weary about that, man. Okay? If the Edomite's trying to help you, you should be weary about that, man. All right? And what's this devil up to, man? Okay? Oh, what you got, bro? Yes,
Jeremiah 17:5. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusted in man,
right,
and maketh flesh his arm.
Cursed be the man that trusted in man. If you trust in an Edomite, you got a major problem, man. All right?
You guys got
Go ahead.
Sorry, you guys got a track?
A what? A flyer?
Yeah.
No, you have to go on the internet. GMS Contrition is key. Go on the internet. GMS Contrition is key. GMS? Yeah. Go ahead. All right. What you got, bro?
Proverbs 26 and verse 27.
Yeah.
Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein.
Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein. All right? Go ahead.
And he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him.
Right, so they've made major pits for you Israelites. Matter of fact, one of them things is the drugs. Okay, they set up those drugs, the cocaine and all that, to bring it into America. They were trying to destroy the so-called black community. And you got a lot of Edomites on crack right now, man. Matter of fact, get me Psalms the 12th chapter. No, Psalms the 7th chapter. Okay? Right? You have a lot of Edomites on crack, bro. The majority of Edomites out here, that's on Hoshalaga, they're on crack. A lot of them are on crack. All right? Crackheads, bro. All right? So that's a pit that he did that now he's falling into, man. All right? Go ahead.
It's the book of Psalms.
Oh, the opioids. Right? They're abusing the opioids, and now it's a national crisis. But when it was crack, oh, they're criminals. You see how this devil's a damn hypocrite, man? That's why he has to be taken out. Give me the joy that the hypocrite is fucked for a moment, man. Go ahead.
Con, you want me to start at 13?
Yeah, go ahead.
Con, Psalms chapter 7 and verse 13.
Right.
He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death, and ordained his arrows against the persecutors. Behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and had conceived mischief,
Right.
and brought forth falsehood.
Right. Everything Esau does is bringing forth falsehood, man. Go ahead.
He made a
Or
pit.
even this whole war shit. They try to use this to add on to what the C-19 was doing. Because it's all part of their plan. They just jump from one thing to another. Right? And there's always a boogeyman. There's always something, man. Communism, weapons of mass destruction. They always got these buzzwords, man. Okay? This man is a master deceiver, a master at psychology, man. He's the devil. That's why the Bible calls the so-called white man the devil. All right? Go ahead.
Real quick.
Oh no, who's reading? There's no more in that?
Yeah, come
There's more in
on.
that.
There was
Come on,
more.
read that.
Verse 15. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made.
Right, he's falling into his own ditch which he made, man. And the Lord is setting him up, okay? Because he's going to put us back in power, man. Starting with his son, Yahweh Shai. That's right. Okay? So he's setting up a pit for these devils, man. These devils don't see the pit, but we see the pit, man. And we see them falling, okay? The time of the 1920s is done. And these devils wish they could go back to that. That's why they were so happy with Trump. Oh, make America great again. When was America great, man? When you Negroes was in slavery, when was this great? All right? These devils are a bunch of fucking hypocrites, man. And I got to say it like that, man. Okay? What you got? There's more on that?
Yeah.
Go ahead, read that.
Verse 16. His mischief shall return upon his own head.
Right, his mischief shall return upon his own head. Okay? Everything that he's trying to do is going to fall back upon him, man. That's what
right.
you reap, you sow. It's not that complicated. It's not that you got this high IQ supposedly, right? You should be able to understand that. Okay? Go ahead.
And his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate.
And his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. Get me Obadiah 1 and 10. We're going straight to Obadiah 1 and 10. Straight to Obadiah 1 and 10. His violent dealing. Who is the most violent people on the earth? Let's play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Who's the most violent race on the earth? All right. The violent dealing shall fall upon his own pate. Okay, go ahead. Read that. Read Obadiah 1 and 10.
Now, this is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1,
Yep.
and verse 10.
Yep.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
Who's his brother Jacob according to the scriptures? Us, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and our descendants around the world. All right? His violent dealings against us, what shall happen?
Shame shall cover thee.
Now he's being shamed. Now he's trying to take down statues and shit. That's not going to stop the judgment. No, you can keep the statues up, man. That's just a witness against you, man. Go ahead.
And thou shalt be cut off forever.
And thou shalt be cut off forever. You're going to be exterminated. You try to exterminate everyone else, the Lord's going to exterminate you through the spirit of power, man. All right? And all your little allies, these other nations, they're gonna be destroyed, but they're gonna still at least get to have their land, and eventually they're gonna be good. But you Edomites, no, man. Get me Isaiah 14, man. You Edomites ain't gonna be able to live in a righteous rulership, man, and enjoy it. But at least the heathen will. Okay? What you got, bro?
Job 20 and verse 5.
I was planning on going into the Passover today. I was trying to get at Esau. I was like going into the Passover. Why are we on Esau right now? Because the Spirit wants Esau to be exposed, man. Go ahead.
Job 20 and verse 4.
Yep.
Knowest thou not this of old?
Yep.
Since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short.
The triumphing of the wicked is short. These Edomites don't got much time to rule. Their time is up. They see that their time is up. They could clearly see it, man. All right? Go ahead.
And the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
And they are that hypocrite, man. The most hypocritical nation on the planet Earth. Okay? And I gotta say, second is you Israelites, man. All right? Close second. All right? Go ahead.
Though his excellency mount up to the heavens,
Yep.
and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung.
Right. Though he went up into the outer space and he got a space force, right? And he got airplanes and all this different stuff, right? The Lord said he's going to perish, man. That's not going to save you, man. Okay? The Lord gave you that understanding anyway. He gave that technology in these latter days. He said that what? At the end, knowledge shall increase. That's all prophecy, man. That's all prophetic. Okay? What you got, bro?
John 8 and 44.
And none of these other books have no prophecies in it, man. The book of the Hindus don't got no prophecies, man. The book of Islam don't got no, Quran don't got no prophecies in it. All right?
That's right.
That's right.
You might as well just use that as toilet paper, man. Go ahead.
Ye are of your father the devil.
Yep.
And the lust of your father ye will do.
In the lust of your father ye will do. This is speaking to you Israelites, man. Okay? You're following after the devil. That's why you got this gang culture. That's not really Jake's spirit. That's following after Esau, that wild, wild west cowboy shit. Okay? That's how Esau operates, man. He's a violent man. Okay? Go ahead.
He was a murderer from the beginning, and adopt not in the truth.
He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth.
Both not in the truth. Like
Right,
that.
and abode not in the truth. Okay, meaning what? He's not about truth. He's about lies and hypocrisy. Okay, so everything they say on the news, you should question. Everything Esau says, you should question. Anything he pushes in your face, you should question. Okay, that's how you know that whole Ukraine thing, that's all propaganda.
Yeah.
Because they keep pushing that in your face. Everything's blue and yellow this, blue and yellow. Don't give a damn about no damn. Most of y'all don't even know where Ukraine was before this thing, man. No, fight for Ukraine. Shut up, man. You got so-called black people trying to fight for Ukraine. What's wrong with you Negroes, man? Where was the Ukrainians to come help you in slavery? Where were they at? Huh? To come help you with Jim Crow law. Where the fuck were they at? They were egging that on. They were down with it. Okay? Go ahead.
Because there's no
I didn't see a lot of these Edomites didn't have no, let's pray for Haiti flags on it when Haiti got the earthquake.
No.
I didn't see no Edomites would pray for Haiti flags, man. Except unless they were getting dug out by a Jake. Okay? An Edomite one that's with a Jake, it all got a Jake child and shit. She got the Haitian flag. but the rest of you, I didn't see them Edomites wasn't with no, which Quebecois, people in Haiti, how would they say that? No, they didn't give a shit about Haiti. Go ahead.
because there is no truth in him.
Yeah.
When he's speaking, he's speaking a lie.
No, when he speaketh a lie,
He speaks of his own.
Right, read that again, but read it slow. You don't gotta rush.
Because there is no truth in him. When he speaking a lie,
Yes.
he's speaking of his own.
Yes.
For he is a liar and the father of it.
Right. Sometimes it's more powerful when you read slow too. Okay? Because he's a liar and the father of it. All right. Who was the first recorded liar? Cain. All right. And then he came into Esau. He's the first recorded liar, and he's the first recorded person. He was the one who started that weaponry stuff. Okay, he started weaponry. But first of all, if it wasn't for Esau, there would be no such thing as weapons. You want to talk about war?
What? This is Job 20 and 11. His bones are full of the sin of his youth,
Yeah.
which shall lie down with him in the dust.
Right, we shall lie down with him in the dust. Okay, he's not gonna escape what he's done. What he's done is gonna come back to him. All right, to all of them. It's not just gonna be one individual Edomite. It's all the Edomites, man. Every last one of y'all. All right.
That's right.
You got something? You got something else? Go ahead.
Though wickedness be sweeter in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue.
Right. It was sweet for them to come over here and conquer the native men. You know, to give them smallpox. To them it was sweet. Oh, we got land. We got gold. It was sweet to them. Oh, we got these Negroes in slavery. We're getting rich. That's why America became so powerful, because it was so long off of free labor. That's why it got so powerful and rich. All right? It was sweet at the beginning for them. Oh, yeah, we got these slaves. We got to get money. Look at the profit margins. Right? But though it be sweet in his mouth at the beginning. Go ahead.
It says, though he hide it under his tongue,
Yep.
though he spare it and forsake it not,
Yep.
but keep it still within his mouth,
Yep.
yet his meat in his bowels is turned. It is gall of ass within him.
This gall of ass is going to turn bitter in his belly. He's going to start feeling the repercussions of that. Go ahead.
He has swallowed down riches,
Yes,
and he
sir.
shall vomit them up again.
Right. He's going to vomit all them riches up and give it to us. Because we're the Israelites. We're the sons of God. Okay? He's nothing but an Edomite. That's just an Edomite, That's nothing special. That's just an Edomite. Okay?
The Most High shall cast them out of his belly.
Right, the Most High is going to cast them out. All right, the Lord. All right, what you got, bro?
It says here in Micah 2:10, Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction.
And by the way, the Bible's saying this. We're not saying, the Bible is saying this. We didn't just make this up. We didn't write this in our bedroom. The Bible has been written for thousands of years. These manuscripts have been put together. And this was put together for prophecy's sake. All right? For the men of the Lord at the end days to read it and come out with the prophecies, man. All right? This wasn't put together for you to read it to feel good before you go to bed at night, man. Okay? No, this was read and created for the prophets of the Lord, man.
That's right.
There's more on that, bro?
That's it on that.
Go ahead, Doc.
First Peter, it's like 2 Peter, chapter 1 and 20. Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scriptures of any private interpretation. For the prophecy came not in old time by the will of men, but holy men of Yahweh spoke as they were moved by the Holy Spirit.
Right, holy men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua spoke as they were moved through the Holy Spirit. So this was not our words, this was written. Go ahead.
Job 18 and 5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine.
And this is when the earth is going to flourish, is when the light of the wicked is put out. That's what these people don't understand. The world is not going to flourish. You're not going to be in a happy position, right? Until the Lord is until the Lord comes back and takes the wicked out of rulership. Okay, it's the only way. And Jake might have a little change, but you gotta either work halfway to death, okay, right? You gotta, you can't really enjoy the riches, all right? Or you gotta live like a mouse. You gotta be like Jake, doing all this fraud, selling drugs, and then live like a mouse in the earth, man. That's what he's doing. He's not living like, you can't just come and do what you want to do. When the police come around, they get nervous, they get scared. I'm like, yo, straighten up. You understand? That's not a way to live. Okay, but that's how they get their bread in this society, man. Go ahead.
It says, the light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him.
Right, his candle, right? These Edomites' candle is going to be put out, and that's going to be good riddance, man. The earth is going to sing for joy. Get me Isaiah 14. I'm not going to cry out at the Edomite. Oh my God! No, the earth is going to sing for joy when you're brought down. And when you're exterminated, it's going to be an actual holiday, man. A holy day, man. Okay? I speak as a man, but, that got to be, that's going to be a great day. All right? And it is going to be a holy day because it's written in the scriptures, right? Who has that? What's Isaiah 4?
Job 20 and 18. That which he labored for shall he restore. He shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall be the retribution.
According to his substance, man. So everything that he has, he's going to give to us, man. All right? He ain't going to swallow it down.
And he shall not rejoice therein, because he had oppressed and had forsaken the poor, because he had violently taken away an house which he built it not.
What's an example of him violently taking away a house? With the Native Americans, what did he do? He took this land from them, man. The Latinos in South America, he took the land and, colonized. That's why they speak Spanish, all right? So that's part of him taking a man's house. The scriptures say, remove not thy neighbor's landmark. Remove not the landmark, meaning what? The land that the Lord has given to each individual nation, all right? And he actually does that too. Like if you got a house, people that had their house taken from them for whatever reason, man. Assets frozen. That's called a scam, bro. All right? All right, go ahead.
Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and he will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave unto the house of They shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
Right, we're going to possess the heathen for servants and handmaids, man. Okay? We're not gonna be nice to you, man. All right? Especially you Edomites, man. All you heathen are gonna get it, but especially you Edomites. Give me Revelation the 2nd chapter. Go ahead.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Right, so we're gonna take you Edomites captive, because we were captives under you. All right? Go ahead.
And they shall rule over their oppressors. Verse 5, the Lord hath broken the scepter, the staff of the wicked,
Yep.
and the scepter of the rulers.
Yep.
He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke,
Get me those hands
he
on your
that
hand.
ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
Right, the whole earth is going to be at rest, and it's going to be quiet when the so-called white man is taken down. Right, when these Edomites are taken out of power. You talk about world peace, you'll never have world peace with Esau rulership. It's impossible. Okay? He's not a man that's into peace. He's into greed and, overindulgence. That's what he's into, man. Go ahead.
Listen on that.
No, keep going, keep going.
Verse 8, yet the fir tree rejoiced at thee, and the cedar of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
Right, the trees are going to rejoice, man. Go ahead.
Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming.
Yeah.
It stirreth up the dead for thee,
Yeah.
even all the chief ones of the earth.
Right, the dead represents what? The other nations. Okay, these other nations are getting stirred up for World War III. Because that's all prophecy, man. And once that happens with Russia and America, these Edomites are done. All right, we're going to come down from the chariots and put them all in slavery.
That's right.
All right? We're not going to be nice and, you get your break time, Joe. No, you're not going to have no break. Okay? Your break is going to be the breaking in your skull, man. Go ahead.
They had raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
Yep.
All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
Correct. Go ahead.
Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
Right, their pride is going to be brought down to the grave, man. But these Edomites are the most arrogant nation on the earth. You see their nose up in the air, but it's all a shell of fluff, They know there's something wrong with it. They know deep down, they know what they did, they have to pay for it, man. Okay? Go ahead.
And the noise
and they know they don't look right, too. That's why they go to the tanning salons, man. If you're so proud about being an Edomite and being pale, why you go to the tanning salons? Why don't you just, embrace the paleness? Go ahead.
And the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee,
Yep.
and the worms cover thee.
Well, that's going into what? That's going into what? It's infrastructure. All right? That's also going into the death, but all that also goes into this infrastructure. Look at these damn roads, man. This thing is getting beat up, man. This thing is done. Go ahead.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
Yeah.
How art thou cut down to the ground? Who art thou, which this weakened the nations?
Right. Lucifer is dealing with who? The elites. Okay, the so-called light bearers in the society, man. Go ahead.
For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the side of the north.
Right.
I will ascend above the height of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Right. He said he's going to be like the Heavenly Father, and everything he's doing is showing that he thinks he's like the Heavenly Father. Okay, this whole the RFID, the chip that he's trying to put in these people, that's showing that he's trying to be like God on the earth. All right. These cameras everywhere. All right. That's showing him that he believes GMO foods. He's saying that the Lord didn't make it perfect. He's going to make a GMO food, genetically modified. Go ahead. They're growing babies in laboratories. The Lord is seeing all this madness these devils are doing, man. All right, he's seeing this, and he's getting ready to judge them. Go ahead.
Verse 15. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the side of the pit.
Right, he's going to be brought down to hell, man. He ain't going to stay in power, man. The Lord's going to bring him down to hell, man. Meaning what? A condition, right? Jake, we were brought down to hell for a period of time, right? So he's going to be brought down to the same hell. All right? Go ahead.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man?
And that proves that it's a man. It's not speaking about the spiritual demon Satan. It said, is this the man? It's a race of people.
That's right.
The Edomites. A seed line. All right? And that seed line is going to be destroyed. Okay? Go ahead.
Is this the man that made the earth to tremble,
Yep.
that did shake kingdoms.
How did he shake kingdoms? Look at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? The little boy and big boy, those bombs that he dropped on Japan, right? That just shook up the nations, man. They did that for an example, all right? So that's speaking about them, the so-called white man, the so-called white people, the Edomites. Go ahead.
That made the world as a wilderness.
Woo, that made the world as a wilderness, meaning what? It's desolate of nutrients, man. The earth is dying, man. Okay, that's why they thought global warming, you made global warming. You created this problem. So now they're trying to use it, right? The earth being destroyed as their means to bring in a digital system and go green, which is just a ploy and a snare for people to get that chip. That's all it is, man. Because eventually that's what they're going to offer them. And they're going to make them get it. Them stupid monkeys laughing and shit, they're going to get it too. All right? Go ahead.
And destroyed the cities thereof, that opened up the house of his prisoners.
Go ahead, man. Matter of fact, read that. I ask for something. Go hand join in hand. Who got that?
Yeah,
Read
it's the
that.
book of Proverbs, chapter 11.
That's for even the serpent, man. Which I don't know. It might be a Jacob. It kind of looks like it might be a Jacob. But go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 21. Though hand join in hand,
Right.
the wicked shall not be unpunished.
Right, so we don't care about if you're seeing Kumbaya and then this. Oh, what about Martin Luther King? To hell with Martin Luther King, man. At the end of the day, you guys are gonna die. You guys are gonna be put to death with the wicked if you keep joining with the devil. All right. By the way, you see the decline of the so-called black community that happened primarily in the 70s after integration, man. That's when you really declined. Boy, did you decline. All right? They brought crack cocaine, they brought gang coke, they brought all that shit. Now you're through. All right? So you trying to be around your enemy has not worked out for you, man. So when you join hand in hand, you're going to die too. All right? Go ahead.
But the seed of the righteous shall be
The
delivered.
seed of the righteous. So showing you it goes through the seed. It doesn't go through the woman. Right? The woman doesn't bring forth seed. The man brings forth seed. Which really, the Lord could get rid of all the so-called Israelite women, right? And set up, we could just deal with all heathen women and bring back the whole nation. We don't need the woman to bring back our nation, man. Okay? Contrary to popular belief. Matter of fact, get me Numbers 1 and 18, whoever has it first, man. Okay, because it's all about the seed line. That's why when you go to them ancient movies, they say I'm the son of such and such, the son of such and such. All right? They don't say, oh, my mother's this. No, they say I'm the son of him, the son of him. Okay? Go ahead.
Numbers 1 and verse 18.
Yep.
Salakia. And verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month,
Yep.
and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
By the house of their fathers. So it's about the father's lineage. All right? That's what it's about. Okay? It's not about what the mother is. The mother could look like anything. Ruth wasn't an Israelite. Ruth was a Moabite. Okay? And that's the line that King David came from.
That's right.
Showing you that we can procreate with any nation. All right? That was it on that?
According to the number of the names from 20 years old upward by their polls.
Right, right. So ultimately, that's how you determine what tribe you're from, and that's what you determine what what household you're from. That's through the house of your fathers, man. Okay, that's why you got a lot of Israelites that look like so-called white people that are really our people, or that look like Chinese that are really our people, that look like East Indian that are really our people, because it's through the seed line, through the father's line. It's not about the mother's line. Okay, the mother's line, she's just an incubator for the seed, man. Go ahead. Doesn't matter how they look. All right, go ahead.
This is
Because
Romans.
look at Blake Griffin, right? He kind of looks like light skin. He kind of has like that curly hair, but then his son looks like a straight up Edomite, man.
I got a grandson who's look white.
Oh, you got a grandson who looks like a so-called white. Look at that. All right, look at that. Because right, you see what I'm saying? Because what? His son probably laid down with a woman that looked more like an Edomite, or maybe wasn't Edomite. Who knows? But then the son is still an Israelite. Doesn't matter who. If the son now lays down with an Edomite, it comes out looking like a complete Edomite, blonde hair, blue eyes. He's still an Israelite. And you have to accept it as such. Because you go to other camps, that son might come to the mother camp. You're an Edomite, I care about that. Yo,
Kiss my booty.
kiss my boo. Kiss my boo. But that's your grandson. So they're going off with that shit, man. They're going off, man. All right? What?
Romans 9 and verse 8. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of the Most High, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
Well, the children of the promise are counted for the seed, man. It's all about the seed. Beautiful scripture. It's counted for the seed. It's all about, look, if you take an apple tree, which is an old analogy that we use, if you take an apple seed and plant it in China or Canada or America, it's still going to come out as an apple. All right? The woman is the earth, the man has the seed. He's the husbandman. That's why you have the word husband. It means the planter. Okay? It's not hard. All right? But you got a lot of Israelites that's caught up on the look of a person. It's not about the look. The scriptures speak about, get me speckled bird. All right? You got Israelites that look like all other nations under heaven, man. All right? But it's about the spirit that's within them. Get me Romans the 8th chapter. All right?
This is Romans 8 and verse 16.
Yep.
The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are children of the Most High.
That we are children of, it's based upon our spirit. Okay? Go ahead.
And if children,
Give me that Samuel's good old-
Salakia. And if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Yahushua, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together.
Well, that's it, man. All right? And just because you might be an Israelite foreigner, you might look like an Israelite, but that don't mean you're going to be delivered. Don't be like, okay, that's good. Yo, there's great judgment coming. You better repent anyway. You better repent. All right? Because the Lord is coming to do a lot of killing, man. All right? See? You got that boy, brother.
It's the book of 1 Samuel chapter 16 and verse 7. But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance,
Yeah.
or on the height of his stature,
Yeah.
because I have refused him.
Woo, I have refused him. The Lord have refused him, man. Okay? So it's about who the Lord accepts and who the Lord refuses. Go ahead.
For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance,
Right.
but the Lord looketh on the heart.
Right, and that's like an Edomite mindset, you know. Esau had children with the slave woman, and he'll put his own son in slavery. So that's a dummy. That's a real idiot, man. That's why it says he was a base man.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta, how base can you be?
Wow.
You know? No, I gotta like the skin color. No, the skin color. What the fuck? That's your own seed.
Wow.
All right, but he's an idiot. He's not that bright, man. Okay.
The devil.
All right, because you got like them a lot of, like, if you go even them. Okay, let's do an example. Them Punjabis, man. A lot of those are Israelites, man. Okay, a lot of those are Israelites. Them the Vietnamese. A lot of those are Israelites, man.
Talking about the guy that looked like Supercat, you know Supercat?
Oh, Supercat, yeah, right. He would be considered a coolie, right? But he's obviously. Come on, we don't have to.
No.
We're not going to debate about that one. You know what I'm saying? I'm not interested. That's just obvious, bro. Okay, right? And just like Conor McGregor, that's a Jake, right? See that walk? Come on, brother. Which Edomite? You see an Edomite? Come on, Edomite don't walk out. That's an Israelite. That's one of our people, man. But he looks like an Edomite. Oh, Canelo. Right? He's a so-called Mexican, but he got that orange hair. He's still our people. He's still an Israelite, man. All right? So it's not about the look, it's about the spirit. Okay? But we know how the most of the Israelites are going to come looking, so to speak. Or the prototypical Israelite look. Let's put it that way. Okay?
But once their bodies change, you're gonna.
Right. Once their bodies change, they're not going to look like. You might have different features, because the Lord is a power of variety, but you're not going to have Edomite skin color. That's why I see brothers sometimes they have like those images with brothers glorified, but then they have a Jake, and then he's like pale, like a Latin tribe might be super. He's not gonna have that type of skin color, but he's
That's
changed.
leprosy, right?
That's leprosy. Okay, he's gonna have the normal amount of pigmentation that his skin is supposed to have. That dark brown to that medium light brown skin. Okay. Go ahead. He ain't gonna lack pigmentation. What you got, bro?
This is 1 Corinthians 2 and verse 13.
Yep.
Which things also we speak, not in the words which man wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Ghost teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual.
Right, we don't think like how the world thinks, man. All right? They think sort of black and white because they don't have the spiritual discernment. right? But we have to say it like that for them to understand, all right? These Edomites, the so-called white men, the so-called white people, those are Edomites. Okay, you got a sprinkle of Israelites amongst every nation. Okay, so-called Chinese are predominantly Moabites. Right, the so-called Arabs are predominantly Ishmaelites. Okay, so on and so forth. But it's Israelites amongst all these people. Oh, for example, Bruce Lee, that's an Israelite. Okay, that's why his first student was a so-called black man, and all those so-called Chinese, they were mad at him. Man. Yeah, his first student was a so-called black man. All right, because what, he vibes with our spirit. His favorite boxer was Muhammad Ali. That was his favorite fighter. Because he's an Israelite, man.
You think Gaddafi was it?
Gaddafi could be. Gaddafi could be, bro.
Yeah.
Because what he was doing, the way he was pulling up, he donated $1 million. He wanted a couple million. He tried to donate a few million to Farrakhan, man, for the so-called black people. But then the U.S. rejected it, man. They said, nah, you can't do that. What if it's a donation? You can't accept donations?
No, that's Libya, right?
Yeah, Libya.
A lot of the Moors, we own that land.
Right.
It used to be called Mauritania before.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, right. So yeah, so there's a lot of Israelites amongst them. Amongst the Moroccans, there's a lot of Israelites as well. Like we mentioned, the Vietnamese, all right, a lot of Israelites, all right? Because what, there was a lot of a war that went on, and so-called black people went over there and laid siege over there, okay? So we have our people scattered amongst all these nations, right? All right? What you got, bro?
Verse 14, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
Right, they're spiritually discerned. It's foolishness to them. That's why you have Jake, right? Don't pay attention to these fools. That's when you have you have like these Israelite camps, and they'll see somebody and they'll just judge them based upon the appearance right away. Even if he believes in the word, even if he wants to learn and understand, they'll judge him off of that. And there's certain people that come up and be like, yo, I believe in this, I'm gonna be a part of this. They say, nah, you can't, because they don't. And then they'll get the kiss my boot scripture. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not on a level. They're not on a spiritual level. They're on a very low level spiritual. You know what I mean? Go ahead, man. So don't pay attention to these clowns.
The book of St. John, chapter 7, and verse 24, judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment.
Right, judge righteous judgment. Okay? That's it. And that it's righteous to judge not according to appearance, but through the Spirit. Okay? Off front, you can say, okay, that's an Edomite. But then if you further find out that he has traits of not being an Edomite in the Spirit, then you have to judge it accordingly. Okay? It's not based upon appearance. All right? Although it's an indicator. What you got, bro?
Daniel's 9:8. O Lord, to us belongeth confusion of face. To our kings.
Nah, that scripture don't apply to that. Because that scripture, that confusion just means shame. You used to bring it out like that, but don't mean that. Give me speckled bird. Who else that? You got that?
Jeremiah 12:9. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her.
What's a speckled bird? A bird is with multiple colors. Okay, multiple different variations. That's why if you go to the so-called Issacharites, the so-called Mexicans, they don't look like the so-called Negro. They don't look like the so-called Jamaican. They don't, and the so-called the Argentinian, same thing. The Native American, same thing. Okay, we look different, but we're of the same race. Okay, just different tribes. All right. That's why we have the same culture. We have the same. We used to wear the garments. When you look at the Native Americans all wore fringes, right? The Mexicans, they all wear something called ponchos. I'm gonna have to get me a poncho. I'll be fly when I see those. That's fly. I'm gonna have to pull up with a poncho. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, in the right, and you look at them old slave pictures, certain pictures, you'll see them. They have these garments on, these long garments. All right. So that goes back to what? The Israelites. Goes back to the scriptures. All right. Huh? Even the food is very, very similar, man. All Jake likes rice and peas. Plantain. Show me an Israelite that don't deal with plantain. Most of them do. Okay? You go to Colombia, they got the plantain. All right? You go to, Issachar deals with the rice and the beans. Right? So-called Mexicans, the Jamaicans, we deal with rice and peas. right? We know the Ricolé for the so-called Haitians. It's all this. It's the same thing. It's just different variations because the Lord likes variety amongst His people. All right, go ahead.
Hosea 7 and 8. Ephraim had mixed. He had mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned.
Ephraim is a cake not turned. Beautiful. That's because what he mixed himself among the people, mainly amongst the Edomites. So a cake not turned is what means one side is dark and the other side is light. So you got a lot of light-skinned so-called Puerto Ricans, and then you got them dark-skinned Puerto Ricans, man. All right. You see, because the cake has not been turned. You know, one side is light, one side is dark, but they're the same people. It's not about, oh, he's light, he's dark. That's the so-called white man made that nonsense up, man. About skin color and color and that dumb shit. All right. It's ultimately they're the same spirit. They're the same people. Okay. What you got? You got something else?
Romans.
You got Romans? Yeah. Go. Yeah.
Romans 8 and 16.
We'll bring it up again. Go ahead.
The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High.
Right, because the Israelites have the same spirit. Okay, they vibe together. All right. That's why when you go to the ghetto, who's in the ghetto, man? You got the so-called blacks, the Latinos, and the Native Americans. Right? They vibe together, man. All right. All right. That's just the bottom line, man. Okay. Fat Joe. You can't tell. Well, that's why I kind of like that union between Fat Joe and Remy Ma, because although it's kind of off in a sense, but then again, they don't look at each other like that. They look at each other like brothers, and and him and Papoose look at each other like brothers. So that's actually a beautiful union. You see, because it's an example of Judah and Ephraim. You see what I'm saying? And they actually look at each other like actual brothers. Like they'll die for each other type shit. You see what I'm saying? Look at that interview with Remy Ma and Fat Joe. Go watch them interviews, man. Okay?
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, and verse 15. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it, for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions.
Right, and when you look at that word stick, it means plank. Right? This what we have here is a plank. Okay? And it's written with all 12 tribes on it. This is a prophecy in front of these people's face. That's happening. Okay? This wasn't happening for thousands of years. Back in this time, they already knew they were Israelites. They didn't need a plank to write to say that they were Israelites. They knew that. That was common knowledge. Even in the Roman Empire, we knew we were Israelites. This is the only captivity, only slavery that we went into that we didn't know that we were Israelites. That we thought we were all these different names, man. Okay? Black, Jamaican. That's all made up by the devil. Okay? Haiti actually means hell. Who would name himself hell? Come on, bro. That's the conquistadors came and named you that. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 11.
And the main reason they did that is to hide their identity. Okay? They started to rename the names of the people to hide their own identity.
But before that, they killed people. Like in Haiti, there was people before. They killed them.
Taínos, right, right. Which those were that was Ephraim. Taínos is Ephraim, but it might have been Arawak too. It's either Taínos or Arawak. The Arawak is Simeon. Okay, the tribe of Simeon. All right, which the Arawaks was in Jamaica too. Okay, you have someone called the Maroons, which those are Arawak, I believe.
But mostly all Haitians say it's Taínos.
You say it's Taínos, or it's either Taíno or Arab.
Taínos or Arawaks.
Yeah, they did, but there was actually both. There was either Arawak Indians. I believe there was Arawaks in Jamaica. I believe there was Arawaks in Jamaica. I'm not mistaken. We can look it up. We can look it up.
It says, and for Judah, it says, then take another stick and write upon it, for Joseph the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel his companions, and join them one to another into one stick.
And this is what this is. This is a joining of the sticks. This is a joining of the tribes. Okay, because we've been separated for thousands of years now. Right, going back to what the Assyrian and Babylonian captivity. Okay, and it's really before that, right after King Solomon, there was a split. Oh, matter of fact, give me that in the Apocrypha with the 10 tribes. Okay, go ahead.
It says, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thy hand.
Right, and now we're becoming one. All right. Oh, get me a Judah and Ephraim were oppressed. Oh, beautiful. Read that.
That's something else.
You got something else? Read what you got.
Isaiah 11 and verse 12. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off.
Right. When did this envy, the envy start? You know, Judah's the head tribe, or whatever the case may be, man. Ephraim wanted to insert themselves as the head tribe, but that's why the Lord, that's why the Lord had to raise up Judah first, all right, in America, okay, because Judah is the head tribe, so that the other tribes don't exalt themselves over Judah, okay? Go ahead.
Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim.
Right. So we're not going to envy or vex each other, man, because you see, when Ephraim was cast out, when the 10 tribes were cast out, right, Judah was boasting, man. Judah was like, nah, man, you ain't part of this now, and the Lord ain't dealing with you, you know? And the Lord was mad at that, the way they dealt with their brother. Showing you if a brother, if something happens to a brother, you ain't supposed to just deal with him like that. You know, you're supposed to really want your brother to repent. Okay? What you got?
No, I got a question.
Go ahead.
But when he's going to boost Judah first, but Benjamin and Levi is Judah too.
Yeah. You're going to boost Judah, but then Benjamin and Levi is going to also be, it was attached as well.
Okay.
All right? But who's the predominant? When you look at the camps, right, you see predominantly so-called Negroes in it. You know, now it's more, now that Ephraim and they're starting to come in, but especially in the beginning, it was mostly the kingdom of Judah.
I don't see Gad though.
Huh?
I don't see.
Oh, there's Gadites, bro. The head of the camp in San Francisco is a Gadite.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, Dakota, there's Gadites out there. You might not see them fully yet, but you're gonna see more Gadites coming together. And either way, there's a lot of brothers who are Gadites, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Apostle Ricard is a Reubenite. All right. You got a precept? Yeah. Okay.
Zechariah 12:7. Yahweh Shai also shall save the tents of Judah first.
Who shall save the tents of Judah first? See, because everyone flows with Judah's spirit, the so-called African Americans. All the tribes, the whole world really flows with their spirit, the kingdom of Judah's spirit. That's why they got, when they try to promote something, they got to push the African Americans in the forefront. They got to put Judah in the forefront. Because that's what's going to make the thing trendy. That's what's going to make the thing really hit. You understand what I'm saying? Huh? But the kingdom of Judah, but starting with Judah, starting with actual tribe of Judah. What you got, bro?
Genesis 49.
There's more than that, so I can keep on here.
It says that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah.
Right, so the other tribes don't boast themselves against the tribe of Judah. Right? Salaki, go ahead, brother.
Genesis 49 and verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet.
Right, give me Genesis 49. Deal with Judah. That's it.
I'm going to start at 8. Genesis 49 and verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise.
I needed that, brother. I needed that part. Right. The brethren is going to praise Judah, especially for what? Praising Yahweh Shai. It really starts with Yahweh Shai. Go ahead. It's really about Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemy.
Yeah.
Thy father's children shall bow down before thee.
Right. The hand shall be. Who's going to take down Esau? Right? Judah. Starting with Yahweh Shai. He's going to take down his brother. Okay? And these other nations. All right? Go ahead.
Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion.
Right. Judah's not, they're not really in the spirit now. Like, Judah's chilling. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're not in the spirit they were in 1970. Because 1970, they were getting rowdy. So I think, part of them putting up that Martin Luther King thing is they're trying to calm Judah down. Yeah. Judah was getting kind of rowdy, man. All right? Judah was kind of ready to go against these Edomites, man. All right? Go ahead.
He couched as a lion.
Yep.
And as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
Right. You don't see much. Judah's kind of chilling. Oh, well, I'm just going to get by. And I got my job. But the Lord is going to raise Judah back in that spirit. Go ahead. Oh, give me Isaiah 19. You got that already?
This is Isaiah.
Okay, finish that off first.
Come on. The scepter shall not depart from Judah.
Right.
Nor a lawgiver from between his feet.
Right, starting with the top Judah, which is the Lord, Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Until Shiloh come.
Right.
And unto him shall the gathering of the people be.
The gathering of the Israelites. All right, go ahead. What you got, brother?
Isaiah 19:17. And the land of Judah shall be a terror.
We're the real Israelites. The 12 tribes. All right, good, good. Good, good. As long as you know, that's good. That's good. At least you know it. At least you admit it. We got to give you some credit. Because a lot of people are not willing to admit the truth. You know?
No, because some of the things in the Bible are not lined up.
Well, no, well, you see, everything is lined up, but the people don't have the understanding, right? Because when you go to the pastor, if you ask them the questions that people ask us, they can't answer it. But we can answer it. Because it's a dark book, meaning that it's hard to be understood. It's created as a puzzle. So the Lord has to actually open their mind to get it. That's the mystery. That's the mystery, brother. Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah chapter 19 and 17. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself, because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he hath determined against them.
Because Judah's going to rouse up again. All right? Judah's going to rouse up again. Okay? Because the more the truth is revealed, the more these Judahs are going to F it. All right? You can only suppress the truth for so long, right? Before it comes up like a food. Okay? You got something else? Just out of curiosity, what contradictions do you think the Bible has? I won't get into it. Okay, I would have answered your question. All right, but anyways, go ahead.
Jeremiah 50 and verse 33. Thus said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel, the children of Judah, were oppressed together.
Were oppressed together, meaning what? In America. Because you have all the tribes in America. Okay? First it was just Judah and Gad, and then all the rest of the tribes came over. Okay? That's why it's known as what? A melting pot. All the tribes are in America right now. Okay? From Judah all the way down to Issachar. Okay? Go ahead.
And all that took them captives held them fast, they refused to let them go.
All that took them captive, took them into what? Into slavery, into bondage. All right? Refused to let them go, just like Pharaoh. Right? Because Edom is the modern day Pharaoh. Okay? That's why you have a social security number. That's why you have a birth certificate. You can't just travel where you want to. You can't just drive a car if you want to drive a car. No, you need licenses, you need different things. Because you're under the power of these Edomites. Okay? What you got, bro?
Dealing with the 10 tribes?
Yes, let me get that.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land into the time of Hosea the king.
Right, the 10 tribes which are who? The northern kingdom. All right, go ahead.
Whom Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive.
Right, led away captive, man. Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive. Because we were in the Babylonian Empire and they were the Assyrian Empire. Okay? Go ahead.
And he carried them over the waters.
And what about, were they the same people? The Babylonians and the Assyrians, were they the same people?
Yes.
The Babylonians and the Assyrians?
Well, the Edomites.
No. I'm talking about back in the ancient world. Were the Babylonians and the Assyrians the same people? Were the Babylonians the greatest? God, they were. All right? The Babylonians were Assyrians. All right? They're just two different empires. That you go at. There's two different empires. No. You said Edomites?
Yeah.
No, bro. The Edomites were the rulers back then, bro. That was the Assyrian people. The period, the nation of Assyria. Okay? Which that's where Laban's line, where it went down, to the Assyrians. Okay? That's why it says abhor not an Assyrian. It doesn't say abhor not an Edomite. When you go into the word, it says abhor not an Assyrian, for he is thy brother. Meaning what? Going back to Laban. Okay? That was not, Edomites wasn't ruling ancient Babylon, bro. No? No, not at all, bro. Those were dark-skinned people, man. Okay? Those were all dark-skinned people. Esau first came into power when? When did Esau first come into power? The Greeks. That's when Esau first came into power. He didn't come into, before that, it was dark-skinned people ruling, man. All right? What you got, bro? Keep going. Huh?
Because in the scripture, sometimes we use the Assyrian for to describe the
That's spiritual, bro.
Okay.
That's spiritual. That's dealing with the Edomites today. You know? But
Whom Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land.
use your phone and look up Shalmaneser, and you look at how he looks. All right? Look at how he looks. They might light his skin up, but he was really a dark skin. But you could tell by his beard. He had like that wavy beard. Go ahead. What you got? I'll keep going, brother.
Come, verse 41. But they took this counsel among themselves.
Shalmaneser. Let's try to type it in. It's gonna pop up. King Shalmaneser. It's gonna pop up for sure. Go ahead.
But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
Right. That further country was the Americas. Go ahead.
That they might, that they might there keep their statues, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river.
Right.
For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over.
Right, because brothers believe that it was they went through the Horn of Africa where there's a lot of floods there. Right. So the Lord, what did He do? He held the flood so that they could get on this side of the earth. Go ahead.
For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
Namely of a year and a half. That proves it's America because that's when Solomon, you got it? Beautiful. Read it.
This is 1 Kings 9 and verse 26.
Yep.
And King Solomon made a navy of ships and Ezion Geber, which is beside Eloth, on the shore of the Red Sea and the land of Edom. And Hiram sent in the navy, his servants, shipmen that had knowledge of the sea, with servants of Solomon. And they came to Ophir.
Ophir, when you look up Ophir, that's speaking of America. All right? They were getting gold and stuff. That's why it says, find it in the gold of Ophir. All right? Go ahead.
And fetched from this gold 420 talents and brought it to King Solomon.
Right. You see, so his navy was going back and forth. And who was it? What nation was his navy from? What nation was his navy from?
Ham?
Huh?
Hamites?
Yeah, the Hamites, specifically Canaanites. He's a Canaanite. Okay? Because ultimately, that's why you see them pictures of them Olmecs, man.
Yeah.
You see them African heads. Jake doesn't understand it. See, these are the first. That's not even your people. Number one, they didn't dwell here. They just came and left. They came, got something, and left. All right? They didn't dwell. They just built statues. I'm going to make a statue to leave our mark and then left. Okay? That's what Jake said. Because Jake don't have any understanding. All right? All right. No, okay, Slack. Go ahead, continue with that, bro.
And the same region is called Arsreth.
Arsareth, Ophir, same thing. All right? It's the Americas. Go ahead.
Then dwelt they there until the latter time.
Until the latter time. We're in the latter time. So you still got Native American, the Gadites, the Latin tribes, the Latinos still dwelling on this side of the earth. Okay, until the Lord comes back. But the Lord is on his way back now to deliver them, or the elect of them, and the elect of our people, that is the Judah, Benjamin, Levi, okay, which were all one people, all right, from the hands of this devil. Okay? See, because Esau would tell you they went through they'll make up some, all his stories are bugged out. Oh, the ice age, so everything froze, and they just walked over the, first of all, if it got cold enough for the fucking ocean to freeze like that, you would be dead. That's common sense. Go ahead, man. That's common sense, right? Go ahead.
Then dwelt they there until the latter time.
Yeah.
And now when they shall begin to come, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through. Therefore sawest thou...
That's it on that. That's it on that. So that's just showing you how the Native Americans and the Latinos got on this side of the earth. Okay, which are Israelites, man. All right, what you got, bro?
This is Deuteronomy 29 and verse 28. And the Lord rooted them
You
out.
ever heard about this before? You ever heard about the Israelites? Hey, buddy. You ever heard about the Israelites before? Pardon me? You ever heard about the Israelites before? The 12 tribes?
I try to find if it's love, smile, and like this, or fear.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what it is. It's true. C'est la vérité.
La vérité, ça amène invariablement le sourire, les yeux brillants, puis on est comme ça.
Même
Ça,
pour-
c'est la vérité. ça.
Même pour les Ukrainiens?
Pardon?
Même pour les Ukrainiennes maintenant?
Oui, les Ukrainiennes, écoute pas ce qu'ils disent à la télé, c'est beaucoup plus beau
Mais
que
je
ça,
sais,
qu'est-ce qui se passe.
je sais.
Des images, il y a des images de
Non,
2014.
je sais. C'est
Il y a
beaucoup de
des images qui
propagande.
viennent d'un jeu vidéo.
Non, c'est vrai.
C'est un jeu, même.
C'est vrai. Mais,
Non, il y a des-
mais, non. Mais,
C'est le jeu, même.
il y a quelque chose qui arrive, quand même.
Oui,
c'est ça.
vrai, c'est vrai,
C'est ça.
c'est indéniable.
Ok.
Mais c'est pas ce qu'on nous dit dans les fake news,
Non, je sais,
c'est beaucoup
je sais.
plus grandiose. C'est beaucoup
on
plus
est
rapide.
we agree. We agree with that.
C'est pas
We agree
obligé, mais
with that.
c'est ma perspective. Encouragez-vous, guys.
No.
C'est en train de changer ce
We
monde.
agree with you. We agree. We know that. We say
Encourage
that.
yourself. Now it's
But my point is this. My point is this. Those people that are getting killed or whatever, because there's people dying. There's people dying. There's actual war going on to some degree, right?
But it's not the people you think they
I
do
know
die.
that. But okay, let's see for those people who are dying, right?
But no,
is it
nothing
happy
ever
for
die.
them?
I went in this fucking
No
life
one's
in
dying
this-
there. Zero people.
I went in this life. They
Come on,
haven't
brother.
you
Okay. Let's deal with this. Let's deal with this.
Don't
Let's-
fear this,
Okay.
please.
Okay. Let's.
Don't fear this.
I'm not fearing that. That's all prophecy, brother. Russia's gonna fight against America. That's prophecy in the Bible. So it's not all smiles and happiness.
It's not the war.
No, it's
It's
not
just
a,
the cleanup
no,
of
it's
the-
not a- yo, you Edomites don't listen. You Edomites have a problem with listening. Okay, you need to listen before you spew out. I'm
Can I
telling
give
you.
you a free up?
No, listen.
Can I give you a free up?
Don't touch me.
Can I give you
Listen,
a free
I'm
up?
gonna show you this.
It's just a matter of-
Listen to this.
Do you
Listen
want
to
a
what I'm
free
telling
up?
you. Listen to what I'm telling you. At the end of the day, Russia's gonna fight against America because it's biblical prophecy. It didn't start yet. It's gonna start. But what I'm asking you, you're saying everything is smile. Everything is smile.
Yeah, smile
Those
and
people that are
love. Just some love.
hold on. The people who are starving, right, in different countries,
Yeah.
are they smiling?
I'm
Are
not
they
happy
smiling?
about it. No, I'm not happy about
No.
it.
Are the
We are
Haitians
responsible.
smiling?
We
Are the
are.
Haitians smiling? The Haitians are eating dirt cakes right now. So you can smile because you're living on good. You
No,
can
no.
smile.
I live in full consciousness.
No, you don't.
I
No, you don't.
said-
If
I
you
said-
think everything is smiles, you're not living in full consciousness.
If you give smile, if you give love, the world's gonna be a reflect of what you give. If the world is like this,
So if everyone smiles to the people that's hungry, they're gonna get food.
yes.
Okay, you good. Okay, have a good day.
That's
Have
why
a
I
good
give
day. Have a good
I
day.
give money. I give
Oh,
food to
okay.
people on the
Okay,
street.
you're not the only
That's
one.
why
You're not the only. You think you're the only one who
I
gets
was
money? Come on.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
just
But they're still suffering. They're still suffering.
You don't want the free arms? You don't want to share
I
love?
don't want to hug you, bro. I don't know.
Okay, have a nice one. Take your time.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and
We love
verse
you.
1. To everything there is a season.
Esau's bugged up, man. Go ahead.
To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the
There's
heaven.
a time for every purpose. So there's love everywhere. All right. There's people who are dying. There's people that's hungry. All right. There's people who are living good. The elites. All right. But at the end of the day, the world, mostly people are suffering. Okay, and it's going to get worse. Okay, because the Lord is bringing in judgment against these Edomites, man. So now they're trying to show where were they all about? Where was the love in slavery? Where were the smiles in slavery? Where the hell were the smiles then? Right? Esau wants to give a smile. Where did he give his smiles to Solomon North? Huh? So Esau's full of it, man. Look at that bullshit. That's so smile, right? Smile. If I smile, the world's gonna change. That's called witchcraft, man. All right, he's playing with their mind. There's people who actually believe that shit. Okay, if I smile, I gotta smile, you know. But then their stomach is growling. You know. If I keep smiling, I know the bread will come. If bread doesn't, it won't come. Okay, they're just bugged out of their mind, man. All right. And you know why Esau does that? Because he doesn't want to have the conversation, man. He doesn't want to deal with the conversation. So he deflects with that nonsense, man. What you got, bro?
This is Proverbs 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
This devil say, yeah, that's exactly what's happening around the earth. The people are mourning, man. Majority of the people are mourning. You know? That's not happening. You see it happen. How can I know that? That's not happening. Bro, relax, bro. Let me explain something to you. But he doesn't want to hear the truth. Oh, the deaf addict. Get me the deaf addict. That's Esau, bro. Okay? That's Esau, man. When you're trying to bring up what a fugitive has done, he's going to try to silence you somewhere. Right? He just finished committing a heinous act. And you got to, according to this video, I don't see that video. You can't break the video. It's not about, it's about love. It's about love. You just broke the evidence. No, it's about love. I don't want to hear this negativity. Right? Because he's a fugitive, man. Who got it? Got it?
Psalms 50 and 4. Their poison is like Psalms 58 and 4. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent.
Yep.
They are like the death adder that
Or
stoppeth their
144.
ears.
Call the email about shit. As soon as I look, 144 on there. Design. All right. So, anyways, Salaki, read that again.
Psalm 58 and 4. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent.
And that was what he was spewing was poison. That was a poison philosophy, man. So let's say, okay, Jake now, we're in the ghetto. No, let's say Jake, now, right? He's in this condition. He's just gonna smile his way out the condition. The smile and laugh his way out the condition. Yeah. The smile out the condition. This is the madness that Esau's allowed to say and get away with it. And you know? And it's extolled into the clouds. Like, oh, yo, that's deep. Whoa. And you got Jake's being that's deep. Yo, the Lord is dealing with it. Deep. You know? Yo.
Give this man a
This
Nobel
one deep
Prize.
Edomite, bro. Come on, man. That's the stupidest shit I've heard in my life. And I thought they kind of get mad. Like I like those Edomites that are more like, yeah, we hate you. I like those Edomites. I want to see those Edomites. Oh, I don't believe in the Bible. That's good. That's okay. You're an Edomite. All right? But that type of nonsense, that's just, you know, that's folly, man. That's pure folly, bro. All right? Go ahead, bro. What you got? What's going on? All right?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
just to finish up, they are like the deaf adder that stop in her ear,
Yep.
which will not hearken to the voice of the charming never so wisely.
Right, because right, who's the charmers? We're the charmers, man. In other words, what we're pushing this word to them, man. Okay, that's supposed to allow them to change, supposed to allow them to think. All right? But they're not. They're going to continue in their wickedness. Matter of fact, they're going to get offended. Like they got offended with the Lord. When the Lord came, they were mad. Mad. All right? That guy, I perceive that guy's a flamer. Every time he passes, he's next. It's a flame. I think that's a flame. So it's a floater. Right? What you got, bro? Sashaying up the street, man, like he's in a goddamn runway, man. No? All he was missing was the heels. Huh? Anybody, a lot of these jakes, you don't know, they might be tears, man. They're jakes, you know, they might be just tears, man. What, you got something else? No.
Matthew 11:6, and blessed is he whosoever shall not be ashamed in me.
Right. And we're not ashamed of the gospel. We're not ashamed of Yahweh. We push the full gospel, man. We to be known, man. All right? The good, the bad, and the ugly, so to speak, man. Which is all good, really. All right? Well, actually, no, it's not all good. You got bad in here, which means what? Evil. Evil meaning bad time, right? There's a lot of things that's going to be bad for this people. All right? But it's all truth. It's all 100% truth. Okay? That dude didn't want to hear truth. He's unbalanced. He just wants to hear the good stuff. Hey, that's propaganda. And they always try like they're trying to teach us. Then when we acknowledge, yeah, you know that. You don't have to believe me. That's how I know that. I'm sure these guys. Like that other, you remember that other dude? The other dude, the little short, the guy said is an Amalekite. I believe he's an Amalek. Oh, dirty guy on the crushes. Same way. I'm trying to do that. I kick you. Because he's eating like a fugitive, man. They're fugitives, man. So they don't want to hear this thing. They don't really want to, they don't want to be questioned. When you don't, a fugitive don't want to come in for question. You could, okay, John, we need John for questioning. Oh, John just went to Bermuda. Why is he in Bermuda? Because he knew that the questioning was coming. What you got, bro?
This is Isaiah 30. I'm going to start at 9. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits.
Well, that's it, right? That's what especially Israelites are saying. Go ahead. What? How you doing? You know you're our brothers, eh? You're Native American, and you know you're our brothers, eh? You're Israelites, bro. All right? Go ahead.
That was it. Read it again. Read it again. Come on. Isaiah 30 and verse 9. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits.
Right, that's why I said, we're here to tell you the truth, the 100% truth, okay? We're not mixing, all right? It's pure, all right? Regardless of how people feel about it, regardless of what people think about it, it's the pure truth, okay? And it's going to come to pass, man. All right? This even like, yeah, you're the Israelites, but I don't believe in that. Well, he could choose not to believe it. But then why would you say we're the Israelites? If the Israelites exist, something has to be right in the Bible. Right? Because Esau doesn't want this Bible to be true.
No.
Okay? Oh, get me Romans 3 and 3. All right?
Esau said in the Bible that the devil
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Come on. He said, well, he's a blasphemer. Oh, that's that prophecy in Revelation. It says that he shall speak blasphemies. He shall have a mouth to speak. Esau has blasphemed the Lord on a high level. Blasphemed the scriptures on a high level. Okay? This is why he's going to be exterminated in the kingdom, man. Okay, he went deep, man. But watch like South Park and stuff. They go like, it's some foul shit.
Oh, yeah?
But like, I mean, they use Cesare Borgia. But you know, if they, you know, they would use the image of Yahweh Shai if they, you know, if that was the, you know, they're just fucked up in the head, man. Well, they couldn't do that because the Lord would let them try that, man. What?
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 25. And he shall speak.
The producer was eaten by a mysterious creature in the lagoon, in the sea. I don't, you know, and he had fire in his mouth. And yeah, Leviathan, you know, a special death for this guy. Yeah, the first episode. All right, go ahead. Yeah, the first episode comes out. Go ahead.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change.
And wear out the saints of the Most High. Right? You jakes are worn out, man, in this society. Right? You jakes are through. All right? Even when you got money, man, you look at these people, you know, a few years down the line, they're through, they're done, man. Arrested for DUIs, and John Jones. Okay? True. Best UFC fighter in the world. You acting crazy. Because I'm black. Acting crazy. It's just not fun, man. But Jake is done in this society, man. No matter how much money you got, it's not going to take away this emptiness you have inside. Israel have not abstained that which is seated. Oh, you got it? Or whoever has it first. And what's Romans 3 and 3?
Okay, this is Romans 3 and verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? The Most High forbid. Right. Yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar.
Let the Most High be true and every man a liar, man. Let Yahweh Shemel Shai be true. And we're bringing out the words of the book, man, direct. And we're giving you the exact interpretation of the words, man. We're not mixing it. We're not lying, putting a little bit of lies in it. We're giving you the straight skinny. All right? Go ahead.
For as it is written, that thou mayest be justified in thy sins, and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
Right. We have to be justified by what? By the word. Because Yahweh Shai is going to justify the elect. Okay? In the times to come, although they're going to be persecuted, the Lord is going to justify them, man. Okay? And they're going to be raised up. All right?
Romans 8 and 1. Therefore, there is now no condemnation to them which are in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who walk not after the flesh,
Right.
but after the Spirit.
That's it. There's no condemnation for the innocent. All right? There's no condemnation for the innocent. But for these people out here, they're through. Okay? Only the elect is going to make it, man. All right? What else you got?
Verse 29, for whom he did foreknow, he also did predestine to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren.
Yeah.
Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called. And whom he called, them he also justified. And whom he justified, them he also glorified.
He also glorified, man. Though he justified, then he also glorified, man. You see what I'm saying to you? All right? So that's the bottom line. Matter of fact, I wanted to get into something too. Let me hold me Romans 12th chapter. Okay? 12th chapter, maybe the 9th verse. Romans 12th chapter 9. Hold me 1 Corinthians 11. 1 Corinthians 11 and 29. All right?
This is Romans chapter 12 and verse 9. Let love be without dissimulation. Avoid that which is evil, cleave to that which is good. Be kindly, affection one to another with brotherly love.
This is what I want to bring out right now, man. Because we gotta be in that brotherly love spirit, especially in this time that we're coming into, man. All right? These people don't got this out here, man. These people do not have a body to depend on in these times to come, man. The Lord set the body up for a reason. That's why I keep telling you, brother, this is a body, man. All right? This is a body. And it's a body for a reason. For the time, for what? For a hedge. Okay? Here you go, bro. For a hedge, all right? It's for a hedge. You see what I'm saying to you? These people, how much of these people can count on friends that they can call on for bread? You don't like to put money together. Come on, bro. They're gonna avoid your call, man. You see the call, ignore the call, go on airplane mode, change phones. You can call me for $100. I don't know. Airplane mode. You a grown man, man. You ain't be talking shit about me. Okay, we're not supposed to be in that spirit. Go ahead.
It says, be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love.
Yes.
In honor, preferring one another.
Yes.
Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord.
Right. We're not supposed to be slothful in business either. All right. When you got a job, you got to do your job. You don't need missing shifts. You know you need money. All right. You go get them shifts, man. All right. That's why brothers be getting cursed out too. You ain't gonna tolerate no nonsense either. All right. Every week you need, I need bread, because you're splurging the money and you're not really putting in work to get extra money. All right. It's not to be. This is not to be abused either, because the Lord will search you out. Maybe brothers won't, but the Lord will see that. See, okay? The Lord will see that and be like, okay, what you think is a game?
What? What? It says, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer,
Yep.
distributing to the necessity of saints.
What does that mean? Distributing to the necessity of saints. That means back in that time, they would get it together, get all the bread together, and they would distribute it to who needs it. Right? Right? Because that's why camps, they got camp funds too. All right? They got camp funds where brothers could, when they need it, they pick for the camp funds. Right? All right? Which I might do that, but I might not, because brothers might not even have it like that. Right? Well, we'll see. We'll see what the spirit moves. I might do it, because that might be necessary. Right? Because ultimately, it's about when the Lord blesses you, it's not just so you can afford the blessing necessarily. All right? The Lord be blessing you to test you. See what you're going to do with that blessing. Okay? What? I'm going to come into no extra 10K and not, the brothers going to get blessed too. You know? Okay. You know what I'm saying? What's the point? You know what I'm saying? You got to, what do you do actually? Hoard it? You know, hoard the 10K? I'm just saying, I'm not saying you got a 10K in the bank for a weekend. I'm just saying, the money, the blessing was given to you, so if a brother needs a need, you can help that brother too. That's what I was also given to you too. What? You got something that's going to add right in? Go ahead, brother.
17.
Yes, beautiful.
A friend love it at all times.
Yes.
And a brother is born for adversity.
A friend love it at all times. That means when you're low, when you're up. And a brother was born for adversity. Meaning what? He was put on this earth, you can lead upon it too. Right? You understand? So if he's not doing what he's supposed to be born for, then if a salt is not salted, it's good for nothing but to be trampled underfoot. You see what I'm saying? So you're supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to be stingy towards your brother, man. Give not grudgingly. Right? Give not grudgingly. If you're going to give grudgingly, don't give.
When you grab your phone, yeah, I got it too.
Tell him I'm out. Right? But then in the back of your mind, you're thinking, you know what I'm saying? Inwardly is cursing. People are cursing. You know? You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to be that spirit, man. Straight up. That's wickedness, man. That's hypocrisy, man. Okay? Go ahead. More than I think that was it on that.
Acts 2:42, and they continue steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine and fellowship, and in breaking of bread, and in prayers, and fear came upon every soul, and many wonders and signs were done by the apostles, and all that believed were together and all had things common.
Right.
And had all things common.
Right.
And sold their possessions and goods and parted them to all men as every man had need.
Right.
Had need.
Right. So everyone had what they needed, man. Brothers wasn't just hoarding bread, you know what I'm saying? Everyone was being distributed to. Okay? All right? Go ahead.
Back to Romans 12.
Because at the end of the day, what is it about? It's about your daily bread. Getting the things that you need get done and fix the bills paid. And that's your daily bread right there. But once everything's paid and everything's on a good motion, you know what I'm saying? What else you gonna use it? You gonna bless you. Well, your mindset, you just bless it. You know? Go ahead.
2 Corinthians 9 and 7, every man according as his purposes in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly or of necessity,
Right.
for the Most High loveth a cheerful
You're
giver.
doing it because you got to do it. I got to do it. But you're not buying, you know what I'm saying? Although you do, you know, you still got that spirit of sense, but not that spirit where it's like you're you know, not off. You're just doing it because you got to do it, not because you want to do it. You know?
That's it.
You know, but you have Romans 11? Romans
I
1
have
Corinthians?
1 Corinthians.
Yeah, read that.
1 Corinthians 11, I'll start at 28. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh...
Matter of fact, go up 2 verses.
Let me
Go up 2 verses. Matter of fact, hold that for a second. Read that one first, bro.
Come. This is 1 Corinthians, I'm sorry, verse 1. 1 Corinthians 13 and verse 1. Do I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not charity? I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal.
Right.
And though I have the gift of prophecy and understanding all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing.
Right. And when you look up at charity, what is that? Agape. Okay? That's that pure love. You feel what I'm saying? When you tie it in, when you give that charity, it's also the same thing. You're doing it to a brother. Okay? You don't just do it to anybody and these clowns in the world, right? These wicked people. You do it to a brother, to the brothers, man. All right? So you got to do that. And you got to give it ungrudgingly too. All right? If a brother's in need, that's like you're in need.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? See? Go ahead.
Verse 3.
Because if you're doing this, you're a powerful speaker, and you're breaking mountains down, and you're breaking down Revelations, the 11, the 12 feathers, you break that down without looking into the history. You know? You know? Any question you ask, you go extra deep. You don't just go deep, you go extra deep. In the beginning, in the beginning, you know, you go deep, extra deep, man. All right? That doesn't mean nothing if you're not charitable to brothers, man. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 3, and though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burnt, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing.
Right. That's it. So you're nothing. Right? You're nothing. If a man thinketh himself to be something, he's nothing, he deceiveth his own self, man. You know? You got something, bro?
Come on, this is the book of St. John, chapter 13, of verse 35. But this, Salakia, by this shall all men know that ye are my disciples,
Right.
if ye love one another.
And the love that brethren show in this truth is on a way higher frequency than anybody on the planet Earth. Right? Sometimes I be hoping my old friends be passing by here and see this is what a true brotherhood is like. I'm telling you, bro. Because this is what it's supposed to be, man. It's supposed to be the true love, the true agape for the brothers, right? You're supposed to really love a brother like you love yourself. That's what the whole law is hanging upon. Loving the Most High with all your heart, like everything, you know? And then loving the brother like you love yourself, man. Okay? Not this fake shit in the world, not this fake crap. All right? It's all for show, all BS, man. Okay? They give you give them $50 and they're at your doorstep. You know, you get up in the morning, you just finish, you know, you report, yo, what's going on, bro? Got that money, I need that money, bro. You know, you feel like the man's about to, you know, you're gonna have to go to scrap the man for $50. He's gonna fight. Right? No, that's not how it's supposed to be, man. It's more than that.
No, that was it on that.
Yeah, bro.
Did you read the Romans 12 and 4?
If we did read it again, because that's the spirit.
Romans 12 and 4. For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, so we being many are one body in Hamashiach, and every one member one of another.
Right, right. Meaning what? We're supposed to have one mind. Okay? We're supposed to be a unit. Right? So it's a move as a unit. Okay? So you can't hear a brother, he's balling out of control. You know what I'm saying? He just bought a damn Bugatti. Okay, he bought a Rolex. So he bought a Rolex. That's a fire guy. You know, I take the flips. I can do me. You know what I'm saying? I got to shine on these keys before the keys. Right? It's starting out, you know? But then ultimately, you got brothers that can't pay their rent, man. So what good is that damn stupid ass Rolex, man? You're gonna get burnt up with you. You feel what I'm saying? What you got, bro?
1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 8. And above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins.
Right, charity shall cover a multitude of sins. And we all need that. We all need our sins covered, man. See, we all need that, man. Tell me you don't need that. All right? But if you ain't giving charity, you might just, you might just be at that. You know, you have certain things you do a report card and you might be right at 59%, 60% pass. But you need them extra credits. You might not make the cut. And then you might feel the spirit leaving you. Oh shit, yo, what's the breakdown for Revelations 1 and 13 again? Yo, what's the break? You know what I'm saying? The spirit might start leaving you, man. Yo, really Lucifer is really the sun. The actual sun is Lucifer. Oh shit. They think it gives it life. Doesn't they think it gives life? And then that's the demon bugging you out.
I have no legs to stand.
Huh?
Yeah, I have no legs to stand.
Oh, doesn't he give life? Doesn't he bear light? So that's ultimately, that's the Lord taking that wisdom from you. Because what? You got 59%. The Lord is not, go ahead, boy. The Lord is not dealing with 59%. The Lord is dealing with, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you got to pass that grade, whatever it is. Oh, many have come short. Right? So you need them extra credits, so to speak. What else you got? You want that? No? You got something?
You still want that first Corinthians 11?
Yeah, you were done with that?
So I'll start at...
And it's needed, especially more so in this time. Okay? This is the time to really be your brother's keeper. Just did a lesson on this, so I want to touch on this again. All right? This is the time to be your brother's keeper more than ever, because we're getting into that time, man. All right? The Elder Ariella even mentioned this, and I was thinking of doing a lesson on it, so was the spirit. Okay? You know? So it might get harder because it might that's part of the straight gate too. You know, you might have extra, but then you're like, okay, you gotta distribute it to a certain part to a brother. If the brother's out down bad for real. Okay? But it has to be within, you know, obviously within your power, within wisdom. Don't be going overdraft to help, you know? What's the point of that? The scriptures speak against that too. That's not wisdom, it's stupid. Because now you need help. Hey, hold that. Matter of fact, can I borrow that? Yeah, come on. No, let me hold that again. Okay, come. You know, you're just playing the game now. Doesn't make sense. What you got, huh?
This is Proverbs 11 and verse 24.
But that's why there's a body. That's why you got multiple members. And if brother, we ain't gonna curse you out. I ain't gonna curse you out. You can't get out. I ain't got nothing to give you. You know? The Lord sees though. Maybe he doesn't have nothing to give. Maybe he doesn't. That's true. You know, brothers, sometimes brothers don't have. Sometimes I don't have. Sometimes brothers don't have. There's times when brothers don't have. But if they do have and they're not giving, give me Ananias and Sapphira, please. All right? The scripture says before what? Defraud not one another, right? Right? What is a fraud? If you're telling somebody something, okay, this water, I'm going to give you a water bottle, yeah, it's water. If you drink it, it's vinegar, that's a fraud. You bought the water, but it's not what it said it was supposed to be. So when you defraud your brother, you know, now I ain't got it, because you're thinking about the Jordans you want to buy, No, you have to, well, you want to buy two. I'm not saying like you don't got no other pair of shoes. I'm saying you want to add to your collection, right? See, I want to need the yellow ones. So you got your Nah, I ain't got it today. You know? But then, you know, when a brother see you in champs, you gotta get that one. You just defrauded your brother. You got some word, bro.
This is Acts 5.
You know you got that. Should be at the top of the chamber. Right. Oh, what is that?
Acts 5. I think that's what you're asking.
Oh, yeah, Acts 5, right, Acts 5. Oh, he got it. Acts 5 and 1.
Acts 5 and verse 1. But a certain man named Ananias with Sapphira, his wife, sold a possession and kept back part of the price. His wife also being privy to it and brought
Because
us.
what was the agreement? The agreement was that they were going to bring everything together and distribute it. Whoever needs it, they would get. Okay? Go ahead.
And brought a certain part and laid it at the apostles' feet. But Peter said, Ananias, why hath Satan filled thine heart to lie to the Holy Ghost,
Right.
and to keep back part of the price of the land?
Right.
Whilst Elias remained, was it not thine own? And after it was sold, was it not thine own and thine own power?
Well, you're better off saying, nah, I don't want to give you this. I don't want to give you that. You know? With a nigga grill, you know? But yo, ultimately, then you might as well say that. Because if you lie, that's fraud, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Why hast thou conceived this thing in thine heart? Thou hast not lied unto men, but unto the Most High. And Ananias, hearing
Hold on. Yahweh Shai said what? As much as you do it to get that, please. You fed him, you did this, you went to visit him. Okay? Go ahead.
And Ananias, hearing these words, fell down and gave up the ghost. And great fear came on all them that heard these things.
Yeah.
And
so
the-
ultimately, he was put to death on the spot.
Yep.
Okay? So you can't judge. Well, Peter judged him. All right? Okay, Peter put him to death. Right? Through the Holy Spirit. Okay? Go ahead. So we're going to have that power too, man. Go ahead.
Verse 6, and the young men arose, wooed him up, and carried him out and buried him. And it was about the space of 3 hours after, when his wife, not knowing what was done, came in. And Peter answered unto her, tell me.
Well, hold on. I want to say something too, right? Because dealing with, but it's okay. You don't even have to read all that. We know what the story is at the end of the day. But dealing with that, right? Dealing with the fact that Peter had the power to judge. Did not King David have the power to judge? Was not he judging? Yeah, he was. He was as an ambassador of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. And he knew right judgment. That's why the Lord said what? This is a man after mine own heart. The Christians ain't ready to speak about it because King David was too rough for them. But that was a man after the Lord's heart, man. Okay? And what did he do? There's people who were cursing him out, and he said, no, let them live. Maybe the Lord want me to hear something. But then later on in life, before he was about to die, he had to put to death. So that was long suffering. Is not the Lord long suffering? Yeah. Right?
Good. St. Matthew 25 and verse 35. For I was hungry and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger and ye took me in. Naked and ye clothed me. I was sick and ye visited me. I was in prison and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee and hungered and
Because you
fed?
can't see a brothers like yourself if you're not visiting them in prison and they're blocked up. You don't go check them out. You can't say to brother, oh, he's like my own blood. Really? How is that? You don't want to be visited? Like I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Hypothetically, let's just say. You know what I'm saying? Like, or like if brother's hungry, you don't give him bread. What?
It says, or thirsty and give thee drink. When saw we thee a stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick or in prison and came unto thee?
Right.
And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
Right. As you done it unto the least, you've done it unto Yahweh Shai. So you got to treat brothers like Yahweh Shai. Okay? And you shouldn't be wanting to have to always my mind was always, I want to be the one to help, because you don't always want to be this. The scripture says it's better to give than to receive. So that's why it's, that's why you're getting bread. Ain't nothing wrong with getting bread, as long as you put it in the right perspective. But the scriptures also say, don't be, every man should work with his own hands. Paul said that. Why was he saying that? Because there's dudes out there that wasn't doing no work. They were just chilling, even now. They got dudes they ain't doing no work. You know what I'm saying to you? You got brothers that say, don't stay in that, whatever, their mates, their mom's crib, they ain't getting no bread together. They're supposed to be in that spirit. If I don't ask for money, well, you could help them. You could get extra money, you could help them. Right?
Sirach 35. Sirach 35 and 10. Give unto the Most High according as he had enriched thee, and as thou hast gotten, give with a cheerful eye. Right. Verse 9. In all thy gifts, shew a cheerful countenance, and dedicate thy tithes with gladness.
Yeah. So we get tithes with gladness.
For the Lord recompense it, and will give thee 7 times as much.
Man. Whew. Man. Let's go give my whole man. 7 times. That's right. Yeah, type. Go do a calculation. 2,500 this week. But anyways, with that, I just want to touch on that. All right, I want to give all praises going on to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakodash.
Double honors to the apostle, that was a great millstone. Salutation, much love and respect to you. Akim out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.
Kwame Yashala.
Kwame Yashala.